Alright guys, we're making zero clearance inserts or throat plate inserts for your table saw. These specifically work with a dado blade. It's a must-have accessory if you do much joinery on your table saw. Stick around, see how to make one. So today we're going to be using phenolic material to make these zero clearance inserts. Now from the factory you can get a dado insert, and these are really a must-have. At minimum you should get the dado insert that you can get directly for your saw. But the issue there is the hole is a little bit oversized for most dado operations. I don't think that'll cause you any grief if you're just doing basic milling operation like rabbets and grooves and things like that. But what I have noticed is if I'm doing a vertical milling operation like cutting tenons with a tenoning jig, I wanted a little more support, so I needed that zero clearance insert, and that's what we're going to build today. It all starts by sizing the phenolic blank to match your factory insert. Now luckily this phenolic cuts very well with normal woodworking tools. I've found you get the best results with an 80 tooth carbide tip blade at the table saw. Now these throat plate inserts for the Fusion saws are lockable, and that's a great safety feature, so you can secure the throat plate in place and you know that it won't come loose in normal operation. To match that with our throat plate inserts, we'll have to drill a couple holes. One is a finger pull hole, and then there's a larger diameter hole that will fit over the locking mechanism on your saw. Now let's route this recess on the bottom of the insert to make room for the blade lock mechanism on the table saw. Now the factory throat plates use washers as retaining tabs, and we're going to do things a little different. Instead we're going to use figure 8 fasteners. Now the advantage there is it lets us pre-drill and mount that screw a little bit further from the edge of the phenolic. Once the basic throat plate is built, you'll want to figure out a system to level the insert dead even with the cast iron of the table saw. And to do that, we'll just mimic the system used by the original inserts, which is through holes drilled on all 4 corners. We'll just tap those so that they are threaded at a 5mm 80 pitch. And then we'll just use set screws as our levelers that we can adjust top side for that perfectly flush fit. A little sanding cone in your drill press works great to chamfer the edges of these through holes. When I make zero clearance inserts, I typically make more than one because they're just such a handy accessory to have around the shop. With a dado insert specifically, depending on how far you raise the blade, you can have one for deeper cuts or shallower cuts, and just choose the correct insert for the job at hand. Another detail you may notice are these superficial relief cuts. Those just correspond to the screw location for the figure 8 fasteners, but these relief cuts are optional. Once the holes are drilled, we'll go to the router table and ease over those sharp edges with the roundover bit. Alright guys, there you go. Zero clearance inserts for the table saw when you're using a dado blade. Certainly get yourself the factory version. That's quite versatile for a number of cuts. But if you need a little tighter tolerances, make yourself a zero clearance insert for the table saw. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.